When a hunter has done what he considers to be his or her duty to the animals we fight so hard to protect, they will leave a legacy that will last a lifetime. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the second installment of this lockdown edition. So yeah, we've all the sanding is done on the butt and the stock. There's just one or two little grooves that I've got to get in, but fortunately I managed to borrow a Dremel from a good friend of mine, so I'm going to play around with that now and just get in all the grooves and cracks and just make sure that everything's well sanded down. In the meantime, let's put that out the way. I'm going to take, these have been soaking overnight, and you can see a lot of the grease and the gunk that was on there has already started to peel off, which is good. I'm going to top that up a little bit and probably give it another half an hour to set in. But yeah, so I just wanted to chat to you guys about where my love for hunting all started. That was yesterday's episode, and now I'm gonna get into you know, where my professional career, what led up to that. And yeah, it's been, firstly, I just want to say to the people out there that aren't taking this coronavirus seriously, it's a little bit disheartening when I see videos on social media of people yesterday licking trolleys and drinking in the parking lots and stuff. It really, you try and stay positive through this whole thing, and when you see stuff like that, that's why I try and stay with social media as little as possible. But fortunately, most of the stuff on my page is either got to do with hunting or fitness or something like that. So yeah, guys, just stay safe out there. I mean, there's people, and I really am gonna say, and I hope this doesn't come back to bite me, but you know, the reason why our statistics are the way they are as far as AIDS and TB and all that stuff's concerned, it's because people don't take it seriously, especially as South Africans. We're naive to the fact that, you know, we're never going to get it, and this can't happen to me is the famous words. But guys, just stay safe. This is not something to play around with, and you know, it's 21 days for the rest of your life, so just stick it out. There's plenty of stuff to do in and around the house. There's plenty of stuff on YouTube and all over the social media platforms to watch and keep yourself entertained. So yeah, that's, just want to mention that, just want to get a rag out here. Yeah guys, so I was very fortunate. So basically where it all started on my lead up to my professional hunting career was, we started off as a motorsport family. My dad was a racer, my uncle was a racer, and both uncles were racers. Yeah, in the motor car world, you know. So they were doing my dad and my uncle from my mom's side, they were doing off-road racing, and my uncle from my auntie's side was doing motorsport racing, so on-road polos and stuff. So motorsport's always played a big role in our lives growing up, and it's in our blood. So my dad was diagnosed with cancer in the year 2000, or end of 99 going into year 2000, and he approached my brother and I if we wouldn't, at the time we had little Yamaha motorbikes. I think my brother had a 50, I had an 80cc, and he approached us and he said, look, there's a race down in East London, would you guys like to attend that? And of course, you know, the off-road side stopping because my dad fell ill. we wanted to keep the whole thing going, and our enthusiasm took over, and we signed up, and that's what we did. So we went on the Friday night before. We managed to get about 10 minutes in of practice on the track. It's our first time we've ever touched a motocross track, and it was extremely nerve-wracking but exciting times at the same breath, And we went on into the Saturday, and we had an absolute blast. It was incredible. We met so many great people, guys that my dad used to race against, and it was really, really fun. Needed to say that me and my brother didn't come last in either one of our races, so that was a nice little tick in the box. So yeah, that's where the bug bit, and it's I can't not say that motocross has not made me who I am today. And I mean, if you look in my garage, I've got 2 motorbikes here at the moment. I've always just wanted a motorbike, and it's in my blood now, and I just want to keep that going. It's something that will never die in me. I still follow the Supercross in the States. I follow the Motocross series here in South Africa. So it's something that's been a part of me for so long. It's something that's made me who I am today, and I just love every minute of it. And that's where our bond for our family really came. And my dad, we used to travel all over South Africa. We used to see beautiful parts of South Africa, stay in awesome hotels, all doing racing. And while I was just tagging along, I wasn't the fastest guy out there. I wasn't doing too badly in the championships. But my brother was a real stalwart there. I mean, he came second twice in the South African championships, came second in African championships, and our regional areas he used to dominate, and it made us who we are today, and it's something we'll always be grateful for. And unfortunately my dad passed in 2005, which was the same year we did our last race. And it was early on in the year. Queenstown, the area we stay in, had a national, and we rode it, and my dad at the end of the whole thing just said, look guys, you know what, I think it's time we pack it in. We still keep the motorbikes, but let's give it a break for a year or two, and focus a little bit on your school sport, and maybe building a career. Because we were at the time, you guys must understand that my brother was racing for the championship. So before school, we used to wake up here at 4 o'clock in the morning, get dressed, load our bikes, go out to the track, practice up until about 6:30, get dressed at the track, come back, go to school, straight after school, get picked up again, go out to the track. And then on race weekends, we were missing Thursday, Friday of school every single week, and maybe sometimes on Monday, depending how far the races were. So it really took a toll on our school performances and stuff. And I think my dad really wanted us to excel at school and just get through that hurdle. And which we did. And I was approached by somebody that's gonna played a huge role in my upbringing as well, and that was my under-15 coach, Mr. Steve Dell. He played a huge role in me because he was really the first person outside of motocross that actually had faith in me into doing what I could do. And he approached me the one day before rugby season, and he said to me, he said, listen, would you mind trying out for rugby? And of course I was a little bit hesitant. The last time I played rugby was when I was 9 years old, so going up all the way through the years up until 15, I was extremely nervous, but it was something I enjoyed. Rugby, I really enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed playing it. We used to play it in our backyard. So yeah, that was something that I put my mind to, and I started training a little bit in the gym, and doing runs in the morning with my dad and our good family friends, the Poets. And we built up nicely into it. So so we managed to under 15A rugby trials came along, and I made it into the A team. We had a squad, so our first touring games, we played a tour down in Grahamstown. I was part of the squad. I wasn't in the starting 15, so we went down, played the game, came on at about half time, and I probably had, if I remember that game minute by minute, and I probably had a pretty good game. And the next week I was in the side, so that's where the rugby really bit me. And I was very fortunate. My dad was going through an extreme downward spiral as far as his cancer was concerned, and he used to come and watch me, and we used to park as close as possible to the field because he was quite ill. He couldn't get out, but he was there as most of my games as possible. And I remember it. Every time you ran out onto that field, you ran out for him. I always had it in my mind that I wanted to impress him and prove a point to him that, look, this is what I'm doing and I'm doing it right. And I did. A lot of the time scoring a try in front of him was something I'll never ever forget. And I just had an incredible season, my under 15 season. It really was. It was something I really remembered and catapulted me a little bit forward in my rugby playing career. Started understanding a lot more about the game. So yeah, and then then October came, and the 5th of October, my dad surrendered to cancer. And it, as a 15-year-old boy, it's one of the hardest times in your life. I didn't show much emotion because at the time it's my mom, my brother, and myself. And I shouldn't have, but I did. I saw myself as the man of the house now. And if you show emotion, you're weak. And I handled it completely wrong. I never really dealt with my dad's death very well personally. Outside I seemed fine, but inside I really... It's such a difficult thing to control and to fathom in your mind, especially as a 15-year-old boy growing up. It was definitely one of the most difficult things I've had to do, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. And yeah, I can't. We couldn't turn back now, so we always had to go forward, and that was just something that I kept in mind. And through my school career, my rugby was pretty good. It was decent. I managed to represent my first team on about 26 games, so it was an achievement that I was very proud of. And then I went on straight after. I got scouted at one of our regional tours. I was playing for the Border Academy team at the time, and I was scouted to go out to a rugby academy in KwaZulu-Natal. And so I arrived there, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I developed a back injury that nobody could really tell me what was wrong. People were saying it was strained back muscles, maybe I slipped a disc. Did all the tests and everything came back negative. But everything, because I was in the front row of the scrum, every little impact and stuff, it felt extremely agonizing on my back. And halfway through the year, I couldn't take it anymore. It was just too much for me, not being able to train, not being able to give my best. And I threw in the towel. It was hard. It was extremely hard. Because, I've always known, and everyone was advising me, just finish it. It's 2 years, just get through it and stuff. But people didn't quite understand the back pain I was going through at the time. So that was tough for me. Came back, and because of the love of the farm, moved out to the farm, and I worked for Hunters Hill for the last 6 months of the year. And that's where my professional career took over. Qualified as a professional hunter in December, but I didn't really take out clients until probably late 2010. I always believed that I wasn't quite ready. I was still young, just left school, and I wanted to learn as much as possible. So fortunately, I had a lot of mature and extremely well-knowledge PHs working on the farm at the time. And people that I've learned so much from. And I'm so grateful for that, because I got to tag along in their hunts. And yeah, it just catapulted, it just moved me a little bit, a step ahead of people that were my age at the time. Just moved me that much closer to where I wanted to be in life. And I did silly things. I tried to revive my rugby playing career. Went down to Port Elizabeth. They're very well there. Represented the domestic clubs season there, and I captained the side. And I was very fortunate. I played with a lot of great guys that are playing professional rugby now at the moment. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a complete waste. I did try to study fitness, personal training and stuff like that, but that just didn't really grab me, and I didn't do well at it. And although I love the fitness scene, that just wasn't my thing. And I always knew that I either wanted to come back and run the family business, which was a Thai fitment center, or I wanted to become a professional hunter. And although at the time, or still is today, professional hunting isn't the greatest paying job out there, I've come to know and understand that it's not about that at the end of the day. Like I said, I've got a 1-year-old daughter, I've got a beautiful wife, got an amazing home, and it's about me coming home every single day and being happy. And moving into the family business to secure the income for my family, I just realized, my family relationships between my mom and my brother and myself weren't about family anymore. It was more about business. And that's where I really feel that the strain came, and there's been a lot of in-house fighting and stuff that I've never wanted and try to refrain from. But it's nature with family businesses. You're gonna butt heads. And I just decided, at the end of the day, my family at home deserves more. My family outside of home, my brother, my mom, they deserve more from me. And it wasn't going to work. So I decided to toss in the towel there. And now I focus completely on my YouTube journey and my hunting journey, and I'm nervous. I really am. I'm extremely nervous, but excited at the same time, because I get to do every single day. I get to put my 100% focus into what I love, and might never ever bring me R1 million, but it's definitely going to bring me R1 million worth of happiness, and that's the goal at the end of this whole thing. And we've revived my relationship with my family. That's all on the uphill. And I'm just so excited about what the future holds once we get past this whole coronavirus thing. So, yeah, guys, my life's been one with many blessings, a lot of sadness, but a lot that I've learned from, and I'm ever so grateful for that. I miss my old man every single day. Like I said, when I'm out in the field, before I put my boots on, I ran through my hunt. And he was there every step of the way, and I know he's there now, so it gives me a great peace of mind. And just looking forward for the season to get going. But yeah, guys, if you tuned into the previous episode, I really appreciate it. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe and notifications, and if you enjoyed this episode, dropping a thumbs up. We just got to get through these 21 days, and then we're A4 away. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Cheers for now, guys.